Hello, Kings Island Central. Brad Purdue, Indie Guy 4KI here. I have got Jeff Sider. Said that correct? Okay, good. And I've got Crystal from Blood Drums. Got a couple questions for you. Say hi, Crystal.
Hello.
Don't be shy. We know you're not shy out there on...
I'm shy on camera.
You're shy on camera, just not on stage? Okay. Anyway, Jeff is the drummer and manager of Blood Drums here at Kings Island.
Yes.
Tell us a little about yourself and how long you've been with Blood Drums.
Let's see, this is our 4th year together. We're with Street Drum Corps, which is based out of California. And they have casts all over the United States, a few other Cedar Fair parks, and they actually just started a new production in New Jersey at a new haunt attraction there. So, yeah, I mean, Street Drum Corps has been around for a long time, about 14 years now, I think. And founder Frank Zumo of Sum 41, and then his partners Bobby Alt and Adam Alt. And then our first year production manager was Justin Imamura, and he kind of helped us get started and kind of handed the torch over to me after the first year. So
what led to the creation of Blood Drums?
Really, Bobby, Frank, and Adam, they decided they're very creative-minded dudes, and they wanted to, just bring a new thing to the world of drumming. Street drumming is a huge phenomenon as far like in New York, Las Vegas, places like that. So they wanted to bring it more to a more public, more big production kind of version of it.
Right.
So that's kind of where it is, and yeah.
So what is the difference between Street Drum Corps and Blood Drums?
Street Drum Corps and Blood Drums are kind of hand in hand. Blood Drums is a big production with the backtrack. Street Drum Corps, they do a lot of just raw street drumming. There's casts that do state fairs and other kind of festivals and things like that, and it's just them, no backtrack. They just kind of jam out and rock out and have awesome crowds, and you can actually check that out on Facebook at Street Drum Corps. And then Blood Drums also has a page, and then we also have our individual Facebook page and it's at Street Drum Corps Blood Drums at Kings Island. So we have a long one. But yeah.
Well, I know most people who've seen the show here at Kings Island. Your stage is pretty elaborate. It's raining right now, so we didn't have a chance to go take a look at it right now. But
yeah.
What was the inspiration for the design of that?
It's very industrial, very grunge, very kind of to look like a junkyard almost. Just to kind of bring that industrial vibe. The first couple years of our show was the show we do now is 2 years old. We had a show before that, and it was very like steampunk kind of feel to it.
Right.
Now it's a little more like EDM, dancey, upbeat craziness. So, and then Crystal, of course, adds her awesome fire tricks to that. So.
Well, we'll get to her in a
yeah.
second.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite venues to play at? Where else have you played, and what are your favorites?
We are actually just here
okay.
at Kings Island. We all do, like Bryce and Kyle are the other 2 drummers in the show.
Uh-huh.
We all do our individual projects locally, different bands, different recording, different, whatever we can get our hands on to stay busy and drum as much as we can.
So what is the most challenging equipment to play or make music with?
It's that's an interesting question. Really, it's like our rehearsal week. We just kind of experiment and play around with the different toys that we have. I mean, we have kegs, we have oil drums, we have plastic water drums, and then we also have our traditional drums as well. I think my favorite is probably just playing the drum set. Because that's my comfort zone, and I love to rock out and yeah. But
there was a didgeridoo one year.
Yeah, we did have a didgeridoo.
Yeah,
we had
that's cool.
Yeah, we had a didgeridoo part in one year of our show, which was fun. Bryce rocked that one out.
So, I was asking about your fire tour, but since we got Crystal here, I can ask her directly. How are you integrated into the show? How did you get to be a part of the show?
Well, really, I just kind of got an email one day like, hey, do you want to come fire dance for this show at Kings Island? And I was like, this sounds interesting. and it has been extremely interesting. So our whole group started at the same time. So we've all been together for 4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
Yeah. So that's how I got started with Blood Drums 4 years ago. And like he said, we had the show changed 2 years ago, but all of us have stayed the same. So yeah.
So how did you get working up to Twirl Fire?
It was kind of random. Like the town that I lived, there was a group of fire dancers that would perform there randomly at coffee shops nearby, and I'd watch them, and they were giving lessons. So I just decided to take some lessons from them, and like a year and a half later, joined their group, Soul Fire Tribe, and that was about, I think, 7 years ago. So I've been performing with fire ever since then, in different places, shows, and this is probably the most dramatic thing I've done, I think.
I have to say, through the 4 years that we've been working with Crystal, every year she's progressed and gotten better. She's got new toys, new fire toys, and definitely she's always growing as a performer.
Definitely, as a performer. I feel like I've grown a lot from working at Kings Island, theatrically.
Cool. So got some questions from KI Central. We posted this on the forums and asked if they had any questions. So we had someone who asked, has Adrian Young ever played with Blood Drums?
He has played with Street Drum Corps.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. I think it might have been the music of Blood Drums, but it wasn't actually like a Blood Drums show. Like it was just a Street Drum Corps show.
So when do you start practicing for the haunt season for Kings Island? Is that something you do year round, or how does that work for you?
It's typically the week before haunt opens. We're here pretty much Monday through Thursday in the evenings from about 5 till 10, and just kind of work out the kinks and dial in the sound and set up the stage,
and the show starts.
And then it's showtime. Showtime on Friday.
So do we plan on seeing you here next year with a different show? Same show?
As of right now, the plan is the show will be back. Should be the same show, just because this show's so new. Really, like in the big scheme of things, like we have the CD out, which came out last year, and so this is only 2 years old of that. So as far as I know at this time, it should be the same show, but with some new twists.
Okay. So what other parks are you playing at too with the Corps and?
We're just here. So, but I believe Dorney Park, Carowinds, King's Dominion all have Blood Drum shows going on right now as well.
Okay. So what time are your shows? In case someone hasn't made it out to haunt yet and wants to come see your shows, what time are your show times?
Fridays, our shows are 7 o'clock, 8:30, 10 o'clock, 11:30, and 12:30. And then Saturday shows are 7:30, 8:30, 10 o'clock, 11:30, and 12:30. And then Sundays, weather permitting,
not looking good today.
are 5, 6, and 7.
5, 6, and 7. So at the end of the night, how drained are you guys after all the shows?
I think we're more drained after the end of the weekend than we are at the end of a night, because 13 shows a weekend.
It's kind of like waking up the
taxing,
next day. I feel very drained. Like that night, you're kind of hyped. The crowds and everything.
So Monday, you're just dead all day.
For the most part.
Lots of naps.
I wish.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Crystal and Jeff, for taking time to talk to Kings Island Central. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Get out and watch the show. There's pictures on KI Central. There's pictures on Facebook of Blood Drums. So 2 more weekends to get out here, guys. It was pretty busy last night, so make sure you get out here, watch the show, see the haunts, and visit Kings Island. Thanks a lot, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brad.